So starting the test drive in this SQ7, Audi just does a really good job at making sleeper cars that look so good, and they're not cheap, but here's a perfect example. We have a twin turbo V8 in this SUV. Same engine you get in the Urus. Now, it's not a Urus by any means, but it ain't that far off either. Again, we're pushing 500 horsepower, 568 pound-feet of torque, and you're not doing the same numbers as the Urus. But again, if you don't know any better and you were just blindfolded in a vehicle and somebody said, does that feel like a Urus, you'd probably be like, oh yeah, definitely. Especially if you say it has the same engine. But this just feels a bit more refined. It's not as stiff. It's not meant to be a race SUV. This really is meant to be something that, I hate to say this, but a lot of people buy these and then waste their potential. It's like, oh, I like the looks, I'll pay 100 grand for that. I don't care about how much gas costs. I don't care about the performance. I just like how it looks. And it's sad because these really are meant for performance. Again, they are quick, very quick. They just don't look like they could smoke most cars on the road. But again, this isn't the 6-cylinder version. This is a twin turbo V8 straight up. Now, in terms of how it gets up, it's still more of a subtle SUV. So even in the dynamic mode, when I'm just giving it a little bit of throttle, it's not throwing me back in the seat. But I mean, the power's there. And I can tell because I'm not hearing the turbos really working, but I know that this is something that is very fast. Again, just by the numbers, you can tell. But it doesn't feel like a supercar. It doesn't feel like the Urus does. But again, when you give this thing some throttle, you'll be quite surprised at how quick it is. But this really does show its luxury. It's very smooth, very refined. And again, it has a subtle footprint. It has a nice rumble to it, a nice growl, but the exhaust isn't popping or anything like that, like you might get in a Urus. But again, you have the same engine. It's just not as heavy, if that makes sense. And again, this is so much more technologically advanced than most vehicles. Even though this is meant to be quick, it's still like, this feels like a Tesla on the screen here. It's really nice. Now, hopefully I'll be able to open it up at least a little bit as I come around this corner. Now, the all-wheel drive definitely helps kind of be stickier in turns like this. So we're gonna drop a gear. Heck, we'll drop another one. Here we go. Oh my gosh. That is just crazy. And it's so subtle. It really is. It's something that like you don't expect from something that looks like this and that sounds like this, because it still sounds very luxurious in the cabin. But man, the thing got up. But I want to give one more huge thanks to Auto Collection of Murfreesboro and Auto Pro Nashville for allowing me to review this vehicle today. I'll leave a link below in the description. If you're looking to find the best price on one of these closer to home, click that second link down below. It takes just a minute to fill out your information, and I'll make sure the local dealers are fighting to get you the best price on this or whatever new vehicle you might be interested in. Now let's make sure the lane centering is on, or the lane guidance. Pretty good system, honestly. But overall, I mean, the ride is fantastic. Again, even though this is an S, we have 22-inch wheels. It's still a very, very nice ride here. And as you can kind of hear, it's relatively quiet. Now with the lane guidance here, it just wants you to keep your hands on it pretty much the entire time. But I love that. If you see the animation there as the vehicle's passing, you can see the arrows start to come up on the side before it even gets in your blind spot, or before it gets next to you, and then when it gets next to you, you can kind of see it. And then even the distance that it's showing and the blinkers, it's a cool software in terms of just helping you get that driving feel of feeling not necessarily semi-autonomous, but as close as you can get. Now, where this thing is just different from a Urus or whatever, like you have that 500 horsepower, but it really does try to work the turbos unless you put into the sport shift mode or use the paddle shifters. It's still smooth getting up to speed here. But I'm gonna give it a pull in sport with the manual shift and we'll see what it can do. And yeah, where it really, I don't want to say it's slow off the line, but it likes to let the turbos do the work. And when the turbos do the work, that's really when it throws you back in the seat. But like coming off of a line, it doesn't do a burnout. It doesn't do too much. But right around like 20, 25 miles per hour, when it finally hits, it just pushes you. And again, that's kind of what you want from a vehicle like this. You want something that pulls nicely. When you have the kids in here, you just want that feeling of exhilaration. You don't necessarily want to be thrashed around like you could be in a Urus. But again, the power is still phenomenal. Now this example has a little less than 10,000 miles, and I really think it's a good option if you're trying to get one of these. You want a beautiful spec like this. You're not necessarily trying to get one new. You want one that's broken in just a little bit. And again, this has probably been broken in more by me than the previous owners. But of course, you know, maintenance is key. It's really the most important thing in my opinion, not necessarily how you drive it, because a lot of people don't put miles on their cars, don't maintain them. And then I know this from personal experience on my 2000 Porsche Boxster. Doesn't matter how low the miles are, you still have to put some work in something because somebody's had something sitting around, or they didn't get the oil changed every so often. And that's why you want to look at vehicles like these where the maintenance has been done. And then even when it gets into Auto Collection or Auto Pro Nashville, they make sure that that maintenance is kept up. And if it's time for an oil change, it's time for an oil change, things of that nature. But this is just a cool SUV. If you want something, again, that's mostly meant for hauling the kids around and it's still fun to drive, this is a good way to go. The looks are great. The overall driving feel is top notch because the ride, no matter what, is still relatively plush. But then even the interior, everything there, it's a fancy SUV, it is. And for around $100,000, it's what you would hope for. And again, I just like to be quiet for a minute so you can hear how quiet this interior is. It really is. I don't want to call it silent, but it's top tier, it is. And I don't really have any complaints about the vehicle. The space is pretty good. It's not the best, but for what this is, it's fantastic. It's not a Tahoe, it's not an Escalade, so I don't expect this to have the same space as a Tahoe or an Escalade. For what this is, they did a great job in making sure the space was good, drivability was good, ride quality, again, fantastic, and it checks all the boxes for what you expect from a vehicle like this. And with all that being said, this will bring me to the end of my review of this 2025 Audi SQ7.